Jack Nolan here with Notre Dame recruiting coordinator, special teams coordinator. Brian Polian has been working really hard, including with his voice. Do you have enough voice here for 2 or 3 minutes?
No. It's been gone for a while.
Talk about the special teams this year. I know you are exceedingly excited. Tell me why.
Well, first of all, we returned 2 veteran specialists with Justin Yoon and Tyler Newsome, who are both excellent at their craft. So that is a very secure feeling for a special teams coordinator, knowing that you've got 2 guys that have played so much football. John Shannon's no longer a freshman, so you've got a long snapper that's snapped in 13 games and done it pretty well now. And I'm excited about the progress that John Doerr has made as a kickoff guy. I think our fans are going to see a big difference in his growth and the pop in his leg. And I think culturally, a year later, when you have guys like Drew Tranquil and Chase Claypool and Alohi Gilman who want onto your units, and you've got guys like Jalen Elliott and Jafar Armstrong, Avery Davis, we've got a lot of names here to build this core from, and that's exciting.
You know, in the practice that we just had, Tyler boomed a punt in a pressure situation. Justin nailed a 52-yarder in a pressure situation. They obviously are at the point where they don't feel pressure anymore.
Well, I hope that's the case. I think they're weathered. You know, they've been through it before, and I think Justin especially, he's so steady. His demeanor never changes, which is he'd be a wonderful poker player. But that's a trait you're looking for when you're dealing with a specialist. It's like a closer in baseball. I mean, the most important kick is the next kick, and for them to stay focused, and they've had a really good camp the last week or so, and there's a lot to be encouraged by there.
How has the new fair catch on the kickoff rule impacted how you're preparing for that part of the game?
We've talked about it in the room, about how the rule has changed and what the effects are, but frankly, I think it's more of a game plan decision than it is a hard, fast rule of, hey, anything caught inside the 5, we're going to fair catch. There's a big difference between a 3-6 hang time that you catch on the goal line moving forward as opposed to a 4-3 hang time that comes down on the 2. So it's got a lot to do with the opposition's coverage unit, what type of kicker they have. So I think we'll take it in a week-by-week basis and kind of talk to our guys about this is our thought here as we head into this specific week.
And fans, they notice the kicking part of the game when it doesn't go well more than when it's going well, and they notice the return part when it's productive. And last year, you took a step forward last year, especially in the punt return area. What can fans expect this year? I know you work very hard. You want that to be as productive as it can be, but first and foremost, you want it to be mistake-free.
Yes, we want to be mistake-free. We want to stop making the plays that cause you to lose. And I felt like we did that last year. Our return against average on kickoff wasn't awesome. It was in the middle of the pack. But the reality of it is we didn't let a long one go back on us. I mean, the average was 22 and change. But, the next step for us now is to start making plays that win games, to start making bigger plays in games. To a certain degree, we stopped the bleeding. Now we need to turn around and take a more of an offensive mindset. And we've been very open about that with the team, that, hey, last year we had to just stop making these gigantic mistakes that were setting our team behind the 8 ball. This year we need to move forward now and start making those big plays.
You have the perspective of having run your own program, of having been a head coach. Now you're back as an assistant, and you really do seem to be in your element. How is it different this tenure at Notre Dame than your previous one before you had run a program?
Well, I think the first thing was leaving Notre Dame and being other places and coming back. You have a better appreciation for how special it is, how unique it is, and how really enjoyable it is to coach the type of young men that we get to coach and recruit. The other thing is I have a more global perspective now. I've been in charge of all 105. I understand how recruiting affects all of it. I understand how the amount of reps we're putting on guys in certain areas affects the football team in general. I just think I see it more clearly now, and I can better serve the head coach because I have an idea of what he's looking at, and hopefully be able to head off some problems before they arrive on his desk. So I would like to be a head coach again, there's no doubt. I don't think that chapter in my story is over yet, but in the here and now, I absolutely am thrilled to be back here and want to do everything I can to help us win and to help make Coach Kelly's life easier.
And folks, if there's a throat lozenge company out there that needs an endorser, this is your guy, because he works hard to get that voice back. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. I appreciate
Really appreciate it. With Notre Dame Special Teams Coordinator Brian Polian, I'm Jack Nolan, Fighting Irish Media.